Morning everybody, how are ya? It's Norma here, welcome you to your Wednesday morning slow flow. It is Wednesday, May the 26th. Sorry, I had to check. So welcome, we're gonna get started right away. I'm a little late getting started here, so apologize about that. So please make your way to your mats. We don't need any special props for today's class. And we're going to start in Shavasana. I'm going to stay seated just for a bit to get the class started. And if you prefer to sit in a seat, always welcome to start the class how you prefer. So let's begin to arrive. Taking these first few moments of class to gently arrive in this space. Making any adjustments that you may need to feel that your body is supported here in whatever posture you've decided to start. So if that's in a seat, making sure that your sit bones are rooted to the mat. If you're laying down, maybe wiggle out your shoulders so they fall more softly away from your ears. And let's take an inhale breath together. Open your mouth, sigh, let it all go. Taking these next few minutes to arrive, feel more present here. Letting anything that you may have brought with you to class, just park it for the next 45 minutes. And welcome yourself back home to this 45 minutes that you've carved out for yourself. Whether that be joining live this morning or choosing or running this class at a later time. This is your 45 minutes. Let's take an inhale breath again together. Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Can you see yourself or feel yourself softening any further here? I came across a passage last night that really spoke to me, and as we're entering into this new season of maybe gardening, if you're into gardening, or the May 2-4 weekend, if there were rituals that you do to welcome in this summer season safely, as we're still in the pandemic, this kind of spoke to me. And I often talk about being comfortable to feel all the feels while you're here on your yoga mat. This is a safe space. So the quote was, feel what you need to feel and then let it go. Do not let it consume you. So I think there's great messages in that for all of us, whether that be maybe harsh words that may have been spoken and you may be still feeling unsettled, or you're feeling consumed with this pandemic, or maybe a project or something you have to do at work, or when can we travel again? All those things may be consuming you. So just for at least the next 45 minutes, can we feel what we need to feel and then let it go? And as we do that on our yoga mat, it prepares us to be able to bring that into our lives outside of the yoga mat, outside of this virtual studio we've created. And I bet you feel more calm, more peaceful in your life because of it. So let's do an inhale breath together again. Sighing, let it all go. Remembering, inhaling, fresh start. Exhaling, letting go. Slowly bringing your awareness to your breath now. And just taking this next few breath or two to scan your body and feel how you're feeling on this Wednesday morning. Maybe you were doing gardening. I did a lot of gardening on the weekend. That's my thing. Maybe you got your bike out, or maybe went for a walk or a hike. Maybe your body's feeling different feels this morning. So remembering that breath, sending breath into any area that may be calling your attention. And seeing if we can release and let go. Transitioning our breath now to a breath that inhales through your nose and exhales through your nose. Just with that slight constriction to the back of your throat, kind of like you're snoring or you're snorkeling. Sujaya breath can bring us more fire in our belly. It gives us more strength as we're going through our poses. And helps warm up the body as we begin to slowly wake ourselves up. And knowing that cleansing breath, that in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, is available to you at any time when you feel you need to clear something or let go. So slowly inviting small movements into your body. And remember that what I'm teaching or giving you this morning is an offering. If there's a pose that's not feeling like it serves you this morning, please go to what your body needs. Let's take our right ear to our right shoulder. And back to center. My body's saying my right neck and shoulder are sore today, so that felt good. Over to the left ear to left shoulder. Not forcing anything. One more time to center. Just feeling that nice massage in the back of your head. Right ear, right shoulder. And back to center. You got it. One more time left. And just be aware, is there any place that you're still gripping or holding here? Can you soften even more? And coming back to center now. Taking our knees into our chest. You can raise your head and shoulders up. Give yourself a wee hug. Bring your head and shoulders back down, letting your feet come to the mat. Taking your feet as wide as the mat. Knees are tucking in. Hands come by your side for a little bit of balance. And can you slowly windshield wiping your legs from side to side. Really slow here. Getting nice movement into that hip socket. Warming up our hips here. Making sure you're still breathing. And if it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes or lower your gaze. Just really feel, how is that hip feeling as you're offering this movement. Next time your knees fall over to the right, we're going to leave them there. Taking your right heel, hooking over left knee to gently bring our left knee further to the ground. Can you stretch your left arm overhead? Right hand can be on your belly, and your gaze can be over your right shoulder. Just feeling that nice breath in that left side of your body. Not letting your left shoulder still remains anchored into the mat. Letting your knees come up, left foot is on the ground. You can relax your hands down by your sit bones. Figure 4. Foot is like a number 4 as it sits gently on your left knee. You can stay here, or you can tippy toe up your left toe to get a little deeper. Or if it's in your practice, you can thread your hands through that opening of your leg, threading the needle, and just gently bringing your left knee to your nose. Feet are flexed to protect your knees. Being very gentle here as we're just warming up. Letting that left foot come down. Right leg crosses all the way over your left leg, like you're sitting in a chair with short shorts on. Can you let your knees fall over to the left? Are you taking your arms out like wings to your sides, making sure that right shoulder remains anchored? Gaze can be over the right shoulder here. A little twist. Letting your knees come back to center. Uncross your legs, taking your feet once again to hip distance apart. Knock your knees in to start, and then slowly offering those windshield wipers once again, slow and steady. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more movement in your hips now. And the next time your knees fall over to the left, we're going to leave them there. Taking your left heel, tuck over your right knee, gently drawing that right knee closer to the ground. Taking our right arm overhead, feeling that nice stretch on the right side of your body. Your hand can be on your left hand's on your belly. You can just softly drop your head to the left side. Nice big opening, making sure that right shoulder stays anchored into your mat. Allowing the breath to bring your knees back up, our figure 4. You can stay here, her toes can be on your tippy toes or a block. Or if it's in your practice, you can thread the arms through the opening of your legs. Gently bringing that right knee to nose this time. Only do the thread the needle if that's not compromising your breath or making you shrug up. Honor your body. Gently letting the clasp go if you thread the needle, letting left knee come crossing all the way over right, and gently offering your right knees falling over, both your knees falling over to the right. You can extend your left arm long, ensuring that your left shoulder is still engaged in the mat. If your left shoulder is creeping up, you're going to come out of that twist a little bit. And gaze could be over your left shoulder now, or eyes can be closed. Breathing your left legs back up to center, taking your leg down and crossing, and taking your feet as wide as the mat, knock your knees in, and just windshield wiper. A few more times on each side. Maybe focusing on your sit bones here and feeling that nice little massage this action's giving that area. When you feel ready, bring your knees back into chest and just start rocking and rolling along your spine and transitioning over to tabletop position. Setting up for tabletop, making sure that your fingers are stretched out wide. Right shoulders are stacked on top of elbows, on top of wrists, and that opening of our arms are facing forward. Toes can be flat on the mat here, or toes can be tucked, your preference. They settle into our tabletop. We're just going to do 2 or 3 cat-cows here just to further rake up that middle part of our spine. So dropping our belly, lifting our gaze. Let tails long behind you. Cow. Exhaling, belly button to spine, curling up like that scary Halloween cat. And slower than you want to transition as you go through each vertebrae. Finding your cow. And one more time, cat. Slower than you want to. Really feeling each position. Feeling that space it's creating in your vertebrae. So that felt good. Let's do that one more time. Slow and steady. Transitioning to cow. Head comes up last. And exhaling, curling in. Head drops. Shoulders are feeling long, your tail behind you. Coming back to neutral spine. If your toes aren't tucked, please tuck them. And we're going to hover our knees just off the mat. And let your knees come back to center. So just creating a little fire in our bellies, our solar plexus here. Let's do that 2 more times. Engaging your core, belly button to spine. As you lift your knees up, don't hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let them go. If you want, you can come back into a child's pose if that's caused any tension in your body to reset. And let's do that one more time. Engaging your belly, belly button to spine, firing up your core. Inhaling your knees up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time push your heels up and back to downward facing dog. Nice job. So pedaling out your heels here. What feels good in this first inversion? Maybe inviting a wag to your tail. Let's all bend generously into our knees, lifting our tail up long behind us. And then settle our heels down. Pouring our hearts through the opening of our arms. Nice adjustments, guys. Bending your knees, looking to the top of your mat. Can you travel there? You can take one big long step. Maybe you tippy toe, or maybe you take a jump if that's in your practice. Maybe we'll work on that this summer. Inhale to lengthen, flat back. Exhale, pouring in. Inhale to lengthen. Once again, pouring in. Before rising to stand, sweeping up on your way there. And taking your hands to our center. Let's do that again. Inhaling, rise up, all that sweeping up. Bringing that into your heart. And one more time, inhaling. This time, bow as you fold in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. So you might have guessed I'm going to fire up our solar plexus a little bit, work on our core. So you can do this on your tippy toes, or you can come down to your knees. Remember to honor your body. You want to make sure your shoulders are stacked on top of your wrists. Can we slowly lower it down halfway? Push it back up. One more time. Halfway. Push it back up. One more time. You can. Halfway. Push it back up. This time lowering yourself all the way down, your Chaturanga, your yogi push-up. Taking your hands all the way off your mat. You come up on your tented fingers. Your hands are by your forehead here on your mat. Can you inhale, breathing yourself up through your baby cobra. And bringing yourself back down. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling. One more time, inhaling, let the breath move you. Connecting breath with movement. Exhaling, coming down, replacing your hands underneath your shoulders, tucking your toes, and we can meet in downward facing dog. Always an option to travel through table on your way there. 3 breaths to reset. Can we inhale together? Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Bending your knees, looking to the top of your mat. Can you travel there? Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, folding in. Sweeping up to stand. Before bowing over your soft knees. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Step back. Chaturanga, your yogi push-up. Heart leading the way. Inhaling, shining brighter here. Your cobra might be a little bit higher as we're warming up. Downward facing dog. So these flows, these yogi push-ups in the transition, called our vinyasa. We'll have a few this morning. And always an option to skip the flow if that's not your jam or you're not feeling it this morning. If you want to just be a little bit more quiet, always an option to settle into downward dog or into child's pose as your home base. Let's do this again. Bending our knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, folding in. Rise up. And bow. Lengthen. Plant your hands, step back. Flow it out. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. 3 breaths to reset. Just gonna grab my water. See how everybody's doing. Always an option to grab a sip of water whenever you're feeling that your body needs that nourishment or refresh. Can you breathe your right leg up long behind you, 3-legged dog? Bending your knees, stacking your hip. And offer some circles here if you feel that you need some more movement into that hip. 3 one way, and then 3 the other. Transitioning back to your 3-legged dog. As you look forward, bend your knee, trying to touch your nose as you step or help your right foot to the top of your mat. Letting your knee come down into low crescent lunge. You can pad up the mat if you have any issues with your leg, or your knee, excuse me. Taking hands to your right thigh. Can you bend generously into that right knee? Still able to see the toes of your right foot. You saw I just adjusted my foot a little bit. Feeling that nice stretch in the front of your left leg. Can you settle here? And if you want to add hand movement, you can take your hands to your heart, or breathe your hands up and your gaze can follow. Letting your hands come down to the mat if they were up, popping your left knee up. Can you pivot on your back foot, opening up into Warrior Two. So heel to arch alignment with your Warrior Two. Your arms are like wings, softening away from your ears. The power here is in your stance. Tail is tucked. Gaze can be over your right middle finger. Flipping your right palm, reach it up and back, exalt your warrior. Nothing changes in your legs. Your left arm can come long down your left thigh, or you can go take it to a half bind, taking your hand at the lower of your back here. Coming back through Warrior Two, straightening out your your right leg without locking it. Can you reach forward till you feel like you're gonna reach that wall in front of you before hinging at your hips, coming down into your triangle pose. So what's accessible here? Maybe it's your pant leg, maybe you do have a block with you today, or a pillow. You can use this for your go-go gadget arms. The props are your friends if you have them. Or maybe the floor, your ankle's accessible, but please only go here if that doesn't compromise your breath. Gaze can be up over your left arm. Feeling that nice opening here as you twist open, heart shining through. Letting the left hand come down, pivoting on your back foot. Can you plant your left hand here underneath your shoulder, twisting up and open to the right side now, counter twist from that triangle. Nice job, guys. Letting your hand come down, taking your left foot, so it's a few feet up your mat, setting up for pyramid pose here. So it's a closed hip posture, hips are facing forward. You can come up and rise up so your hands are on your hips. Just settle, hands are on your hips. We're gonna let our hands come back to the ground here. Just wanted to bring up to the hips to reset your hips. Can we inhale together and exhale, pour your heart over your right leg here. Both knees are soft, not locking out your knees. And you could create a movement here if you want. You can come out of the posture with your inhale and come back out. Maybe getting a little deeper here with your exhale. Since it's a vinyasa class, you always an option to flow whenever it's possible. Inhaling again and exhaling, pouring your heart even more. Nice job, guys. Taking our hands to the top of our mat, stepping right foot to meet left, and rinsing it out with your vinyasa. Or skip your flow. Maybe your heart's shining a little bit brighter here. Maybe upward dogs in your practice, you can go there. Downward facing dog. Three breaths to reset. I'm going to just transition to the second side so you can see me. So you know where we're going now. A few different postures that we haven't done in a while. when you're ready, breathing your left leg long behind you, three-legged dog. If you did the hip circles on the first side, please do them again. Bending your left knee, stacking left hip on top of right, and offering those little circles. Your hips opening a little bit more with this movement. And 3 one way, and then 3 the other. We're coming back to your three-legged dog, letting your knee come in, curling, 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 before stepping or helping your left knee to the top of the mat, left foot to the top of the mat. Letting right knee come down, low crescent lunge, padding up that yoga mat if there's any issues with your knee. Taking hands to hip to settle here first. Toes can be tucked or toes can be flat on the mat or your right foot. Bending generously, taking your hands down to your left leg, inviting that nice stretch into the right front of your leg. And you can take your hands to your heart. And we're breathing them up. And your gaze can follow just with a little tiny back bend here. Letting hands come down, tucking your toes to pop your right knee up, pivoting your foot, opening up into your warrior two posture. So once again, your arms can be like wings, or maybe your right hand comes into a half bind here, changing nothing in your legs. Tail is tucked. Actually, course correct, leaving your hands like wings. I thought I was already exalting my warrior. Now flipping your left palm, reach it up and back, taking that right leg long down your right leg, or maybe tucking your hand in for your half bind here. That feels better. Just making sure you guys were listening. Releasing the bind if you were there, coming back through warrior two as you gently straighten out your left knee without locking it out. Reaching, 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 reaching forward before hinging at your hips, coming into your triangle posture. Letting your right hand come down, left meat frames it on the opposite of your left foot. You're pivoting on the toes of your right foot here, back into a crescent lunge. Taking right hand underneath right shoulder, twisting up and open to the left side of the mat here now for your lunge twist. Are you still breathing here? Don't hold your breath. I think we often do that when we're twisting. Letting left hand come down, stepping that right foot now up, a foot or two up your mat. We can bring our hands to our hips just to reset, making sure that we're making our foundation for our pyramid pose. Before pouring back over, hands can be on tippy fingers. Can you inhale, making sure your hips haven't dragged over, mine did a little bit there. Can we inhale to prepare and exhale, pour your heart over your left leg. Let's invite that movement coming out with your inhale. Exhale, pouring over. Start little dance steps with our vinyasa. One more time, inhaling to lengthen and exhale, folding in. Awareness that one side can feel completely different than the other, and that's okay. Always awareness. Sending breath into any area that may be calling it here. Nice job, guys. Planting your hands on the mat, letting your left foot come back to meet right, and rinsing it out with your final vinyasa. Nice job, guys. Allowing yourself to go into a child's pose. You're getting a drink of water. So your legs can be wide, letting your hips settle here. And just letting your hands relax, letting any tension that might come out of your shoulders here. And also take your hands in prayer behind your head. If you just want to feel a little stretch in your arms. What serves you here? Allowing that breath to come into the back body, back of your heart, your ribs, your kidneys. Knowing that you're safely held here. So maybe thinking about that letting go. And I often say that there's a back door to your heart. And if you can imagine in your mind's eye something that you may have been carrying with you, you maybe open that back door to your heart and let it go. Three more breaths here. When you're ready, we're going to transition onto our bellies. Setting up for locust pose. So we start here in Sphinx. Our right shoulders are stacked, or both our shoulders are stacked on top of our elbows. Hands are on the front of your mat here. We want to lengthen our tail long behind us. And if this is feeling any compromise to your breath, you can come down onto your bent forearms, honoring your body. So great exercise or stretch here to strengthen your lower back. When you're ready, letting your head come down to the mat, letting your hands stay by your side. Can you breathe your forehead and chest off the mat? Much like we were doing beginning of class with our hands off to the side. Just engaging that core, letting your abdominal muscles bring your chest and shoulders up. And letting it go back down. Let's do this again. Breathing your heart and forehead and shoulders up. And coming back down. This round we're going to engage our legs. So setting your foundation, your feet, your toenails are flat on the mat here. We're going to breathe our chest up. And if it's in your practice, you can bring your legs up, firing up that core. Maybe your hands hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job, guys. Letting right ear come to your mat. Taking your forehead back to center. Let's do that one more time. So inhaling to prepare. Exhale, letting chest and shoulders rise. Letting your feet come up. And maybe your hands hover Or maybe you fly, if that's in your practice. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Letting yourself come back to earth if you were flying. Gently offering that left ear to the mat this time. Coming back, head to the mat. And we're just going to roll over where we are. Maybe that feels different being at the back of your mat, or sorry, your head at the top of your mat instead of the back of the mat. So a few last postures before we go into our Shavasana. So yogi's choice here. You can go back to your windshield wipers. You can go into a happy baby. Maybe your body's craving one more twist, so if you're twisting, I will tell the twisters when to switch. Or maybe you want more of a restorative posture here. You can go into reclined cobblers, taking one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Yogi's choice for 10 breaths before we settle into our Shavasana. If you are in a twist, please switch to the other side. Wherever you are, can you take your knees into your chest, bring your head and shoulders up? Are you rocking yourself from side to side? Before settling into your Shavasana, taking that star-shaped position with your arms, letting your armpits breathe, toes are out to the side. And if this is feeling awful being in a different position on your mat, please go back to our more traditional head at the back of your mat. And enjoy this last few moments of rest and relaxation, knowing that my sound and my voice will bring you back when the time is right. If you're able to stay in your Shavasana, invitation to do so. If you need to get on with your day, slowly bring your awareness back to your body, offering any movements that your body may be asking for Gently letting the light come back into your eyes. You're offering a long stretch before transitioning over to your side, one side or the other, whichever's pulling you. Maybe staying in fetal position just for a breath. Before pushing yourself back up to a seat at the top of your mat. Taking hands to heart center here. Bowing your chin. Eyes can be closed or gaze can be lowered. Just feeling that connection of your thumb to your sternum. Feeling your heart beating underneath there. Taking this moment to thank yourself for rolling out your mat and joining in our practice this morning. Maybe trying a posture that you haven't tried for a while or never have tried. Planting seeds for the future. Noticing any change in your body, your heart, or your mind that your practice may have brought to you. It has been my honor to lead you through your class this morning. I enjoy our community that we've created and cherish our times together. Know that the love and the light in my heart bows to the love and the light in your heart. Namaste. Have great days, everybody. Thank you for joining, and we will see you again next week. I hope you have a fantastic day.